Hey guys, well we're out at the hunting club today and we're just doing a little bit of cleanup work before hunting season starts. We've got a little bit of a mess here in the camp, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of work out here, just clearing out some of the brush, cleaning up some of the junk and the chairs, and getting things organized for a successful hunting season. So come on along and let's get some work done. Okay, we're going to actually crank up this new EU 2200i Honda generator, and this hunting shed has got some lights built into it. I believe they're just LED, and there's a fluorescent over here. There's a plug right here. I have no idea if this works or not, but I'm going to give it a shot, see if this stuff will light up for us. Be kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and start the generator up. So the first thing we do is we flip it on. We're going to give it a little choke because it's cold. And let's see what we got here. First crank, nice. All right. Oh, it's a beautiful generator. You gotta love that thing. All right. So hopefully this wire is not shorted out. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm going to be a little careful with this. It's got a grounded plug, but let's give it a shot and see what happens. If I go flying across the room here, I don't know what happened. Hey, look at that. Got some lights lit up. Not very many of them. Kind of see them lit up right there. Yeah, and right through here. Looks like we've got a old fluorescent light that is lit up. It actually looks like it's working pretty good. That needs to be replaced with an LED. But some pretty crappy wiring going on here, as you'd expect out in the hunting club, but they at least did put junction boxes in. It's interesting. So there's a plug or two over on the wall here. So yeah, that's kind of neat. I think what I'm going to do is get some more LED lighting that we can put in here and maybe in the tractor shed over there. And when we do come out here, if we've got a deer we need to work on or do a cookout or something, we get some nice light. Enjoy the afternoon or the evening. All right, cool. Love that Honda generator. So yeah, this EU 2200i, obviously not pulling any sort of serious load here, but that thing's absolutely fantastic for hunting camps and things like that. Absolutely great little generator. Turn it off with eco mode. Still pretty quiet. So, pretty amazing for what it does. Now this one will put out a full 15 amps, whereas the other one I think is like 13 and a half, previous model. So that'll power most tools. There's a few I can think of that might pull, 18, but those are pretty heavy duty motors, single phase. So most of your saws and things, those are going to be around 13 to 15 amps. And I've tested this on my saws, and although they pull 15, I think they probably pull closer to 25 on initial startup. The overlight, or the overload light on the generator will actually go on for about a split second, and then it cuts back down. And once the saw's running, you can even tell the eco throttle will throttle back down. So it's not drawing anywhere near 15 minutes. It's just when the motor started. It might start to pick it up when you're going through a piece of wood, but it doesn't. It very rarely gets up to 15. So great little generator. It's going to be a lot of fun this year out here at the camp. Yeah, we're gonna have some good times with this one. All right, another day. Shut off. Let's turn the switch off. And I'm not gonna bother with the fuel cutoff right now because I'll be using it again here shortly. All right, cool. Might need to do a little bit of updated electrical wiring, but that does work. All right, guys, well, let's get a little bit closer look at this Honda EU 2200i generator. This is a fantastic little machine. It's got two 20 amp outlets, although the inverter only outputs 15. A DC 8 amp, 8.3 amp output for charging batteries, but I'm going to be doing a video here soon on some other uses you can use that DC output for. And this has the parallel setup. I don't have two generators, but in the eco mode. So it's a pretty basic generator, but these things are known to be super reliable, and they're actually very easy to start too. So let's go ahead through the starting process. So the first thing you do is want to make sure that your vent cap is on. You're going to turn that switch to on, and if the engine's cold, you're going to hit choke, move it forward that way. And this engine's not cold, so I'm just going to leave the choke off. And what you do is you just give it a quick pull, and boom, you're started. And this thing is so quiet. It's really pretty amazing. You should be able to hear me pretty well over the sound of this generator. But, yeah, what a neat machine. I'll go ahead and shut that down. All right, so when you're going to actually move the generator, it's a good idea to close that vent on the cap just so you don't have gas spilling. And that's really all you need to do for short trips. For longer trips, you probably need to secure things down, but yeah, great little generator. Here we go. Let's load it back up in the truck. All right, let's get this thing loaded back in the truck. See, it's so compact. It's really nothing to slide it into the bed. I do have a cover for this thing, but because I was just running it, I'm going to let it cool off for a little bit. But that's it. Sweet little generator, guys. All right, so this is the tractor shed, along with a hoist and scale for hoisting up the deer. There's also some lights up in here, some big floodlights, so you can see what you're doing at night. And there's a concrete pad right here, so you can skin the animal and take care of the meat here on a pretty level surface, so it's kind of nice. But what I'm going to do here is just basically trim this out a little bit. If we've got a lot of equipment that needs to be hung and moved, and I'm just going to beat back some of this brush, and might even do a little bit of spraying, some Roundup just around in here so these weeds will stay down. And so let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's dig into this. This looks a little snaky, so I'm going to be using my handy dandy rake to kind of prod things around before I stick my hand anywhere. And hopefully we won't run into any rattlesnakes out here, but you never know. So far so good. All right, what I'm going to do is just organize some of that a little bit so it's sort of out of my way while I'm working. Alright, I'm just going to clear some of this out right here. Getting pretty low here. I don't want to mix this gas with my ethanol free, so I'm going to try and run this dry. Almost there. I'm gonna hit the hedge trimmer through here, see if I can get some of the big stuff down. Okay, well, I went and got my HS45 still. I'm gonna see if I can make some progress back in here. May need to move the camera so you can see all that, but let's go ahead and get started. I've also got some Roundup over here that I'm gonna use to spray down in this area to keep all these weeds down. So let's go ahead and get this back area. Okay, this looks kind of nasty. I'm just gonna try to power through it here. All right, this stuff is some Roundup. Actually, it's a little strong. It's probably about 4 ounces to the gallon. See that bush has got. I was just getting rid of the last of the Roundup I had. Here we go. Spraying napalm. Majority of it. Alright guys, well I thought you might enjoy this view of our hunting lease here. This pipeline that you're looking down right here is the pipeline owned by Colonial that actually pumps gasoline up into the northern corridor. And if you remember a few years ago there was an explosion in this pipeline and I think several people were killed. Well, that explosion occurred just over that hill, literally about a mile away from here. And it is right on the border of our property where they were doing all the construction work to actually fix that pipeline explosion where the leak occurred. So this is about 620 acres of property, and it's actually owned by the University of Alabama. And so we leased this property from the university. And the property was, I guess, gifted to the university years ago by somebody in their will, and it becomes part of the university's assets. And to manage these, they have lots of different properties around the state. And what they do is every year they go through a bidding process where they lease out these properties. Some of them are only for recreation, some of them are for hunting and recreation. Really neat piece of property. We've got several shooting houses. There's one right here behind the camera I'll show you that one in just a second. And then where I'm going to do work is actually kind of midway down this pipeline cut here, and there's a shooting house off to the right, just right in the woods. And what we're trying to do is open up some lines of sight on the side, so when hunting season gets here, if we're in that particular blind, we can make shots with a little bit more. We've got a little bit more angle on those shots, so we can get it. So I'm going to be clearing out some bush, some shrubs and stuff, and maybe cutting down a few saplings to kind of get that line of sight where it needs to be. Yeah, so every, I don't know, every 500 yards or so along the pipeline here, you'll see these signs. They actually have electrical connections right here. And I believe that what that's for is so they can hook up a power source to it and run current through these wires. And they bury a wire along with the pipe so they know exactly where the pipe is. And then they can use a sensor to pick up the field off the electrical field off that current that's flowing through the line, and then they can pinpoint exactly where the pipe is. All right, so right behind me is where the shoot house was, where we were before. It's just right up on the horizon. It's a little speck of black. It's got some black sheathing on it. You might be able to make it out way down there. So we traveled down here through these little plots that we've been planting. We've been disking some of these areas right here, getting ready for some fall planting for the deer, and I'm about to go work on the house right here, make sure we clear all this area out. But this is where we were just a little while ago, and this is the gas pipeline. Runs right through here, and probably about another half mile back that way. So, all right, well, we've made it over to shoot house number 8. It's right up here. I'm about to do some clearing over in this area right here, just to get this thing sort of where we can get shots down that way, where we're planting some fields, and we can get shots back up this way. So that's the goal here. You know, when you come out and doing work out here, it's probably 85 degrees. It's overcast, thankfully, so it's not as hot as it could be. But having one of these insulated cups, I filled this thing with ice this morning at about 9:30. It's almost 2 now. I still have ice in here. Tell you what, that's it's hard to beat. Okay. Back here, there's a few of these trees right here that I think I'm going to take out. Beautiful day out here. Some helicopters going overhead. An airport, small airport out that way, regional airport. we are done fixing up this shoot house right here. I think that's all I'm going to do for today. It's pretty hot out here. I think I've pretty much used up all my energy. So we'll be back out here to do a little bit more work on some of these shoot houses. This may be one that we end up replacing here. Make it a little bit wider so you can get 2 people in. But lots of fun projects coming up on the hunting camp. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me out here at the hunting camp. It's been a pretty productive day. We've gotten the camp really cleaned up. We've got a lot more work to do in here, clearing out some of these chairs. But I'm going to wait till we've got 2 or 3 of us out here and we can make short work of that. I'm going to wear myself out if I do it myself. So anyway, yeah, thanks for tagging along. And make sure you hit subscribe down below. Hit the little bell thing symbol and you'll get notifications of any new videos. Hoping to post a lot more here this fall and get back on the YouTube train again. And I appreciate you all joining me along for the ride. So we'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks a lot.